We need to talk. We need to talk. And here's what we need to talk about. Let's start with the basics. Britain, you've got a problem. You've got a problem with your press, and you've got a problem at Kensington Palace. You've got a problem because kill notices are being issued, and you're starting to look like North Korea. You're starting to look like Russian state TV. It isn't just because Kensington Palace is releasing news that has received kill notices. That's not the worst part. The worst part is that the British news is parroting the news that has received kill notices. So basically, if you're from Britain, you should be really concerned about the fact that your news is right up there with North Korea and Russian state TV. It's not my job as a remote viewer to have a conversation with you about the state of your news right now. I'm not going to be your whipping boy. Don't tell me I'm crazy when William coordinated with the Sun to hire some ballerina to prance around and pirouette with bags at a farmer's shop. And then we pointed out the facts and you told us we were crazy. If you want to hire some 20-something-year-old chicky poo ballerina to pirouette, go for it. But don't be mad at me and gaslight the remote viewer simply because I pointed out the obvious. You did that. And then you tried to pawn it off as a factual picture through the Sun, and people caught it. Also faking pictures on Mother's Day, kill notices, and then gaslighting us and trying to make it out like we're terrible people because we've called out the fact that your press is disastrous, biased. And if you're wrong about this, what else are you wrong about? What else have they been lying about? That's what you should be asking yourself if you are consuming the British press. Don't come after me. Don't come after other readers, remote viewers that are telling you what they see. Now it's coming out that the last video has been altered, that her engagement ring was digitally added onto her finger. And you can see that it was digitally added to. Look, what do you want from us? To step in line? This is not 1984. Don't try and tell us we've always been at war with Oceania. Because the only thing you're doing, William, is convincing everybody that watches this channel that you are an abuser and a malignant narcissist, because anybody that would do what you've done and then try and gaslight the world. My job as a remote viewer is to tell people 100% the truth of what I see and take the hits as they come. You conveniently made it so that she doesn't have to appear in public for Easter, which is precisely what we said was going to happen. When is she ever going to be seen again in public, William? We want an independent review of the last film, because you can't be trusted because the international press has issued kill notices, and you did that to yourself, William. Don't take it out on me. I'm good at my job. Let's do the empath's prayer. Let's go in. We want an independent review of the film footage because of what you have done and because we have caught you multiple times lying. Don't gaslight us and don't bash us because you got caught. I apologize for my anger, but if you're frustrated, I'm frustrated right along with you. We want to know if Kate is okay. We like Kate. We've said that. This is not an anti-Kate channel. We're worried about her. Don't put us in that category. We're disturbed about statements that William has said about her eating disorder and her depression, which confirms the remotes that she had an eating disorder and that she was depressed and probably put on pharmaceuticals for depression, which is the same thing that they did to Diana. And yes, I don't want to see her drinking alcohol if that's true, which she has done in public. Yeah, I'm a doctor. And as a doctor, when I hear these things, I get concerned. Let's do the empath's prayer. How y'all doing? My apologies. The anger is only directed towards William, not to you, not to people who love Kate. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. I think that William will try and save this marriage. I think that William has mistreated his wife. I think that his wife is doing some serious thinking. I think that they had a separation. I think that there was some kind of a medical emergency. It could be any kind of condition. It's not my business to know what it was. But as a result of that, I think that Kate has done some serious thinking. I think that she wanted to separate. I think that that made it difficult for them to come together as a couple. I think that William has been desperately trying to keep her with him. I think initially he tried to put her away and treated her poorly and started neglecting her, and she became increasingly depressed. I think that he saw the error of her ways as a result maybe of a medical issue or something else. But the bottom line is that she wants a divorce and he doesn't. I think that the last video that was put out was clearly digitally enhanced. And if the voice was enhanced as well, we need an independent team to go in because we've already caught him lying and working with the press to fabricate and hire fake actors and ballerinas and everything else. And if a crime, we need to know if a crime's been committed. And if we don't see her in public after everything he's done, we have damn reason to believe her life could potentially be at risk. Those are legitimate concerns based on his behavior. William, trying to keep the family legacy together, the family inheritance. He feels trapped by the family legacy. He is trapped, 8 of Swords. So his family legacy traps him. His inheritance. I used poor judgment. My judgment is very, very poor at this time. Inverted. He could be facing a legal issue. He had an affair. You can see also it's 3 major arcanas on top of each other. Some kind of an action, possibly he's facing legal, could be a divorce, you know. Courts could be that he's just filing for divorce. A judgment, a court, you know, you can see a judgment, a court, but it could be potentially due to a mistress or an affair or something like that. New beginnings. What's coming out for him is he's losing his job. He feels his time is ending. Inverted Wheel of Fortune. This is a guy, I always got the impression he was almost suicidal, like everything was falling apart around him, and that his desperation perhaps to keep secrets about his family, the fact that Kate was increasingly depressed, the fact that she wanted to separate, the fact that he had to put a W instead because they were temporarily separated. And by the way, I don't believe during the memorial, what was it, on a Sunday, that he got the news from NHS about his wife. I just don't believe that. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't, but that doesn't make sense to me for a number of reasons. It just doesn't make sense, but I'll just leave it at that. When I go into the energy, I see the police talking to people about Kingstonson and trying to find out who knew what, when, and how, and what their relationships were, and also potentially speaking to people regarding Kate's medical condition. That's true. I did see that. So maybe we are looking at cancer. My concern is her medical condition and the fact that he has not always been the most supportive spouse. I see a lot of mental confusion here over the situation. I think the truth is going to come out over their marriage. I think that more bad news is coming out for William, and I think he's going to have more exposure. But all they have to do to make the conspiracies stop is to take that wonderful video that they did of Kate and hand it over to an independent review so that we can determine what is real and what is not, because they've proven to not be trustworthy. In terms of Kate, I think the truth will come out, and I think that if William is trying to save their marriage, which I believe he is, I do not think over time he will be successful, because anybody that would pull stunts like this is someone that's mentally unhinged. And now the entire world is starting to see what we remote viewers have been telling you for years about this individual's mental health. All right. I want to thank you all for watching me. I apologize for the anger if it was unpleasant to watch, but sometimes the truth is unpleasant to hear. All right, whenever possible, be kind to all so that all can be kind to you too. If you're trying to get a reading with me, you can check the information below. We'll see you next time. Peace out, everyone. Bye-bye.